Bronny James has become one of the most polarizing NBA draft prospects in NBA history. Obviously, he is LeBron James' son and has been in the media spotlight for a long time, and this brings a lot of expectations and pressure onto his shoulders. But the media pressure has only intensified as of late after he decided to forego his final 3 years of college to enter the NBA draft after averaging less than 5 points per game in his freshman season at USC on poor shooting efficiencies. This has raised eyebrows in the NBA world, and throughout this draft process, his agent and himself have raised increasing eyebrows with decisions that they've made and statements that they've come out with regarding the NBA draft and whatever team he will end up on going forward. Bronny is a really interesting case because he seems like a mature young man, and in his first interview as of late, he came across as a very mature young man that did not want to ride his father's coattails into NBA stardom, but wanted to work as a player and create his own legacy. But shortly after that interview came out, his agent, Rich Paul, came out and said that Bronny would not sign a two-way contract to make him eligible for the G League, despite it being very obvious and apparent that Bronny needs an extra 1 or maybe even 2 years to develop at the G League level before he's an NBA-ready prospect. But despite his agent saying this, NBA teams are still going to be lining up to draft Bronny because it means that they have a chance to sign LeBron James as well. But that's where another interesting storyline comes in, because LeBron has come out and said recently that he may not even want to play with his son and is willing to play against his son in his son's first couple of years in the NBA, despite when Bronny was younger saying that his last couple of seasons would be spent playing with Bronny James. So there's a lot of speculation as to what's going on in the Bronny James and LeBron camp right now, and there's a lot of mixed messages going around in regards to Bronny James, and we really don't know where he'll be drafted. This is one of the weaker draft classes in recent history, and that honestly works to Bronny's advantage because he could be a lottery pick in this draft class, not necessarily based on his statistics in college or how he played, but because of the intrigue of his name and of potentially landing LeBron James as well. It will also bring a lot of media coverage to a team, and if a team is in the lottery and has not been a great team for a while, they could use the media coverage, and potentially bringing LeBron James for the last couple of years of his career would be huge for a team that is rebuilding. And Bronny James has been a solid player, and obviously he had his heart issue in last offseason, and I really want him to succeed, but I also really want him to succeed in a way that benefits his career. I don't want it to be forced upon him so that he can play with his dad. And I really do think that another year or two in college or a year or two in the G League would benefit him greatly, but it's becoming apparent that Rich Paul and his father are pressuring NBA teams to sign him to an NBA-only contract, and that would mean that he would not be eligible to enter the G League at all, and a team would have to keep him up at the NBA level, which would really stunt his growth, because at this moment, I don't think he is ready to be an every-night player and a key rotational piece on any NBA team. And now, as of late, there is also the issue that he has declined 8 NBA workout offers and has only accepted offers from the Phoenix Suns and his dad's LA Lakers. And this creates a bigger problem as well, because he comes across as very standoffish, and for a player who only averaged 4.8 points per game in college on poor efficiencies, he is greatly benefiting off of his father's name, because no other NBA draft prospect that was projected as a second-round pick or late first-rounder would be declining 8 NBA offers for workouts. And this is a poor look on his part and really makes teams question whether they really want to consider him as an NBA draft prospect. And even if Bronny were to fall to them in the second round, the intrigue of him and his dad potentially playing for them is almost out the window because of how polarizing he would be as a draft prospect, and you have to question, would he even sign with your team? If you're the Dallas Mavericks, for example, or a team that he has rejected an offer from to work out with them, you have to consider whether he'd be even willing to sign with your team. And his camp has made it clear that he only wants to go to a win now market in Phoenix or LA. And I'm sure there's a couple more teams that he'd be willing to go to, but this does not create a good look for Bronny, despite him being a good kid. And I think that he has a bright future in the NBA. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. And let me know if you think that Bronny will be a lottery pick or if he'll fall to the second round of the NBA draft. God bless you all. I hope you have an amazing day. And make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of June. God bless.